Welcome to the show, everybody. Ben Mankiewicz, Rick Strom out there producing the show. Jesus Godoy is directing. So my dad and I were watching Game 6 of the NBA Finals, and there really aren't words to describe how much we hate LeBron James. But let me put it to you this way. We're both Jewish, and my dad fought in World War II against the Nazis, and we were rooting for the German. I think that pretty much sums things up.
Just saying, that's like the third time you've used that reference.
Thanks very much, Rick.
Yeah, keeping track.
I would like to, but again, when you're there with your father who killed Nazis, and he was into it. And I think this is also a relevant point since I don't know, I just do. But don't you feel bad, Rick, for all those, I just feel bad for all those kids who've been diehard Heat fans since July. I do. They've given their heart.
And that was also one of your tweets, thus repeating yourself again.
Rick, see, here's how this works. See, we do a broadcast, and then we say something, and then we let people react to it.
I reacted to it.
Explain it to him, all right? So we have what LeBron said after the game. This is when he was talking to the media, and he explained how he was so disinterested in all the haters out there. And I'm very interested in the LeBron haters because I am a LeBron hater. All the people that was rooting for me to fail, he says, at the end of the day, they have to wake up tomorrow and they have the same life that they had before they woke up today. They have the same personal problems they had today, and I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that. They can get a few days or a few months or whatever the case may be on being happy about not only myself, but the Miami Heat not accomplishing their goal, but they have to get back to the real world at some point. So when LeBron says that they have to wake up tomorrow morning, meaning the day after the championship, with the same life, I'm going to disagree with you because actually our lives were just a little bit better. I felt richer. I felt a little fuller. My life was still largely meaningless, but it was magnified and enhanced ever so slightly by what happened on Sunday night. And now what I'm objecting to most of all, and I don't know whether anybody else is the anti-Heat movement in the country. That people are now saying, enough with the ganging up on LeBron, let it go. Screw you. This is what we were waiting for. When were we supposed to let this go? In December, after the Heat beat the Bobcats 117-93? No, man, this was the point. This was the point of hating him in July, was this moment, this week where we just get to feel great that this kid who thought the world was everything and could go, I'm going to take my talents down to South Beach. And then they have this pre-championship celebration with his two friends. By the way, I love Dwayne Wade. Oh, he's so good. He has this little celebration with his buddies where they celebrate the championship before they've even played a game. Yeah, this is what we were waiting for. Don't tell me that I'm supposed to give up on this before the championship. This was it. This was the point. 4 years from now, if I'm still coming on here and gloating like a maniac, then maybe you can say, hey, maybe you should let it go. Am I wrong? Isn't this the point?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seeing them walk off the court when they lost and seeing the Miami Heat dance on the seeing the Dallas Mavericks dance on the Miami Heat logo at half court and seeing LeBron's press conference and everything, that's what this whole season was built up to. And it was, in my personal opinion, beautiful in the end.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Let it go. No, you let it go. Let it go. Why would I let it go now? Was I supposed to let it go after they beat the Sixers? Oh, they beat Andre Iguodala. I guess I better let it go. You. So anyway, LeBron James has clarified his comments following Sunday night. He received the criticism for that statement that we read. And so now he is back down from the statement. Here's what he said. Basically, I was saying at the end of the day, this season is over, says LeBron, with all the hatred and everybody has to move on with their lives, good or bad, and I do too. Yeah, that's not what you said. He said, I wasn't saying that I was superior or anything, better than any man or woman on the planet. I'm not. I would never look at myself as bigger than anyone else. It's so dishonest. That's exactly what you were saying. And how we know it's dishonest is because you were lying about the coughing and being like, no, it wasn't that. Of course it was it. Of course you were mocking Dirk. And now you can't keep backpedaling. You are who you are. You're a 25-year-old kid getting advised by other 25-year-old kids, and I'm going to cut you a break because he seems like a fairly decent guy. I don't wish him ill will personally, but I love this. And stop lying, man. Just stop putting your foot in your mouth. He was being honest. All the haters out there, no, man, you lost and you blew, and it's great. I don't like it when people fail publicly. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like it when people say that people choked because I don't really believe in it. I think the Mavericks did a great job, and I think he failed publicly, and that was fantastic. I have failed publicly, and it's hideously embarrassing. But that doesn't mean I can't gloat when other people do it. And then he does this thing, which I hate more than anything, where you sort of it's the Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich has now made this famous. It's the Newt move, where you pat yourself on the back for loving your country too much. I put a lot of pressure on myself not to let my teammates down, maybe to a fault at times. Yeah, that was the problem. You loved your teammates too much. You tried too hard. You were too good a player, too good a man, too good a friend, too good a person. That's why I failed. Please, LeBron, just shut up. It's so great. It's so great.